Good Monday evening, January 6th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. A police chase allegedly involving 3 juveniles, a stolen car, and a pair of firearms ended with a crash Saturday morning just outside Ephrata. A former Chelan County Sheriff's deputy has agreed to narrow his federal lawsuit against the county and the Sheriff's Office. Expect patchy fog and clouds this week with warmer temperatures by this weekend. Your full local weather forecast is straight ahead. A Wenatchee man was injured after excessive speed on a wintry day led his pickup to veer off the highway near Orondo. The Washington State Patrol says 62-year-old Robert H. Dawson was headed north about 7:30 a.m. Sunday on Highway 97 when he lost control of his 2008 Dodge Ram and traveled off the left-hand shoulder into an orchard near milepost 215. Troopers say the pickup and damaged several trees before it became lodged on a stump. Dawson was taken to Confluence Health Hospital for treatment. He's expected to be cited for driving too fast for conditions. A police chase allegedly involving 3 juveniles, a stolen car, and a pair of firearms ended with a crash Saturday morning just outside Ephrata. Grant County Sheriff's deputies say they spotted a vehicle about 8:30 a.m. traveling near Highway 282 and Dodson Road, which had been reported stolen 2 hours earlier in Mattawa. The driver of the vehicle, a Ford Fusion, allegedly fled from a traffic stop only to be forced into a ditch on Dodson Road Northwest after running over a police spike strip. Deputies say the car was occupied by 2 14-year-old males and 1 16-year-old. Also found, they say, were 2 .22 caliber firearms. All 3 juveniles were held in the Chelan County Juvenile Center on possible charges of possessing a stolen vehicle, possessing a stolen firearm, unlawful possession of a firearm, and attempting to elude police. Chelan County started off 2025 with a new county commissioner at the helm. Brad Hawkins joined his first commissioners meeting and cast his first votes today after winning election in November. The 3-member board voted on spending allowances and heard briefings from county department heads. Hawkins's fellow commissioner Sean Smith is serving as board chair for the next year. When we come back, U.S. Congresswoman Kim Schreier's bill to improve and expand access to pediatric medical care has another 5 years of funding. And a new report from the Washington Department of Ecology shows Washington State met legal limits on statewide greenhouse gas emissions in 2020. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Who's trying to stretch their budget this January? That's pretty much all of us. That's why Abby's is offering this giant pizza that can feed up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 hungry people for less than $27. Now, that's an Abby's budget stretching deal. Worried about a no-fun January? Not at Abby's. Dine on our Bacon Cheddar Special. It's delicious and loaded with toppings and real cheese. Plus, it's on sale, and the kids can play some video games. Enjoy fun January at your local Abby's.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect, one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
U.S. Congresswoman Kim Schreier's bill to improve and expand access to pediatric medical care has another 5 years of funding. The Emergency Medical Services for Children Reauthorization Act was signed into law at the end of December by President Joe Biden. The act reauthorized the Federal Emergency Medical Services for Children's programs. The program provides first responders with funding for training, research, data collection, and resources to improve the care for children in medical emergencies. The reauthorization passed the House on suspension by a vote of 399 to 13 earlier last year, and the program will receive $24 million each fiscal year through 2029. A former Chelan County Sheriff's deputy has agreed to narrow his federal lawsuit against the county and the Sheriff's Office. Aaron Shepard sued in 2023 over alleged harassment and discrimination during his time on the Sheriff's Force, claiming he was mistreated and undermined by peers and superiors for leaving Grace City Church, the evangelical Wenatchee worship center attended by many fellow deputies. The lawsuit says former Sheriff Brian Burnett promoted Grace City programs to his officers. Shepard's attorneys agreed last month to drop 9 of the 13 civil claims he's made against the county. The county denies the allegations in Shepard's lawsuit and says the case should be thrown out altogether because Shepard never filed a formal claim for damages. A U.S. district judge in Spokane is expected to rule on the partial dismissal on January 29th. A new report from the Washington Department of Ecology shows Washington state met legal limits on statewide greenhouse gas emissions in 2020. The Washington legislature set limits on greenhouse gas emissions based on 2008 climate science, and by 2020, the state was required to reduce total emissions to 1990 levels. The report shows Washington was 6% below 1990 in 2020, although in 2021, emissions rose to 2.3% above 1990. Ecology says the emissions rebound was due to the increase of transportation emissions by non-highway sources like planes, boats, and trains. Despite the rise in 2021, emissions from passenger cars and trucks remained below pre-pandemic levels due to remote work, altering commuter patterns, and Ecology expects a continued decrease in the years ahead. Over 50 Wenatchee Valley organizations were recipients of monetary donations from Stemilt last year. In 2024, Stemilt donated $240,000 to organizations that support key areas, including education, nutrition, and wellness. Also last year, the company reached a milestone donation with the Washington Apple Education Foundation of $1.3 million. During the holidays, Stemilt provided gifts to foster children in Chelan and Douglas counties, and a friendly office competition provided warm clothing items for children of Stemilt employees. In total, 827 clothing items were distributed to employees to keep their children warm throughout the winter. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, we will bring you our conversation with new Wenatchee Public Works Director Tom Wacholder. Mild, dry, and cloudy weather on tap for the remainder of our work week. I'll have your full local weather forecast coming up. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air. When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family, and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Who does Springwater Insurance Group work for? Well, we work for you. Now, some of you think we work for Medicare insurance plans. No, we work for you and your Medicare needs. Now, we are independent agents, and this allows us to teach you about all your plan choices. Now, once we find the most suitable health and drug plan for this new year, we then assist you with your enrollment. We also take it a step further. We provide local, face-to-face customer service at one of our local offices. We provide this service because it's what you want.
It's Tom Wacholder's first winter as Public Works Director for the city of Wenatchee. The 38-year-old administrator spent several years overseeing infrastructure for East Wenatchee, followed by the city of Leavenworth. He began heading up the Wenatchee department over the summer, replacing Rob Jammerman after his retirement. In tonight's features story, Wacholder told NCWLIFE News his career in public works began when he was a teenager.
My public works sector experience goes way back to when I graduated high school back in Wisconsin. I had a summer job, seasonal job with the Village of Pleasant Prairie Public Works, located in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. I was on the street crew, just doing road maintenance for the summers when I went to college. So in 2009, I got accepted at Central Washington University in the Resource Management graduate program, and I obtained an assistantship. So I decided to take a leap and go out and move out west to go to graduate school. A draw to me was just, basically, it was cool to me that we could, develop and design infrastructure that made the community better. So I enjoy helping folks, so just that kind of as a root of my, I guess, calling or what I like to do, and coupled with working for a city, like improving infrastructure, making the quality of life better for folks was a big draw to me in public works. And then aside from that, the leadership piece I really enjoy. I like collaborating a team around an issue or trying to work towards a common goal and just kind of bring a team together. And I really enjoy the leadership part as well. So,
is there a learning curve in terms of looking at how the city's infrastructure is built and figuring out, how do we make improvements on this?
Oh, certainly. And with the city of Wenatchee, I'm extremely fortunate. The 3 deputy directors in the department, they're extremely squared away and very good at their jobs. And so with the city of Wenatchee in particular, the learning curve of the infrastructure piece is a good part of it to get a general understanding. However, what I think is more important out of the gate is just building really strong relationships, not only with the staff and the team of Public Works, but partner agencies, that type of thing. So fortunately here at the city of Wenatchee, the infrastructure piece is a large part of it, but it's more building relationships and building up that leadership capital with the team. Now with the smaller agencies, that's like Leavenworth and East Wenatchee, had to wear multiple hats. So getting in the details of the infrastructure was actually good in the sense that I got to learn the boots on the ground and specific project management to these infrastructure improvement projects. So I was able to get a good technical understanding. So again, I think it just kind of scales with the size of the organization. One advantage of working for the city of East Wenatchee and Leavenworth is just building those partner agency relationships. So, it's the same DOT region, the Chelan Douglas Transportation Council, and just Chelan County Emergency Management. So I was able to build those relationships, through those working at those 2 agencies, and so that translates, of course, well to Wenatchee because it's similar situation.
Did you come into this with a particular philosophy of how to manage all these moving parts?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I developed a 90-day transition plan before I started at the city of Wenatchee. Of course, I knew I was appointed in the role. So my objective in the first 90 days was, one, just to build relationships. In fact, I met with every team member in Public Works. It took over 3 months, but I held about 75 one-on-one meetings. And the intent there was, again, one, to build relationships with everyone, and I wanted to see their perspective on the department to kind of identify opportunities that we could kind of focus in on as we move forward. And then also, too, just seeing what I could do to support the team. So that was kind of like my philosophy on initiating the appointment. Again, just the relationship building just being very key, identifying opportunities, and looking for areas that I could help support the team. Because my ultimate goal is to basically set the team up for success. What that looks like is just giving the team the resources they need, giving them kind of the guardrails, and identifying like, hey, what does great look like? What do you need for resources? And just basically let the team come up with the plan and collectively identify goals and And we're not quite at the goal setting phase. I mean, again, I've only been here 5 months, so that's going to be a next step in terms of the new year's collectively working with the leadership team and put some department goals together. I particularly, my wife and I, we really like the Wenatchee Valley. We've lived here since 2016. My ultimate goal is to stay in the valley just for various reasons. It's just a wonderful place to live. It's a great place to raise a family. And also, I mean, that's another part. I really appreciate working for the city of Wenatchee because I could help improve the community that my family and we live in. So that's a driver too.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. I hope your first full weekend of 2025 was a good one. Weather not bad, boy, especially yesterday. Actually saw that sunshine with temperatures right around 40. We thought we would see this. Yeah, blue sky this afternoon, but instead we saw this, that lower deck of clouds, that inversion that just wouldn't move. And this was the case up at Lake Wenatchee too. Yeah, Kaler Glen and the lake are below that cloud inversion, with all that blue sky up at Lake Wenatchee by about mid-afternoon today. High temperatures, though, not bad. 39 unofficially here in Wenatchee. 32 is our normal for this time of year. And our record high, 50 degrees, set in 2009. 31 this morning, 23 our normal low. And our record low, it was a cold one, 10 degrees below zero, set in 1982. All right, from all the moisture that goes back to before the first of the, or I should say, New Year's Day and beyond, we're now at 55/100ths of an inch so far this year, and that's plus 0.37 inches. We're off to a good start as far as moisture goes for 2025. Sunrise this morning was at 7:47, and it set this afternoon at 4:27. The good news is we are going to gain between 50 and 60 minutes of light throughout the month of January, so just be patient out there. 35 for Ephrata and Moses Lake tomorrow. 34 your Tuesday high temperature in Quincy, 33s in Wenatchee, Aniat, and Chalan, the freezing mark up in Omak, and then upper 20s for Lake Wenatchee and lower 30s then for Chalan and for Kashmir tomorrow. So we will cool down just a little bit tomorrow, but we're going to go right back up by the end of the week. Tonight we can expect some patchy fog, high pressure parked in western Montana, keeping us mostly clear. We'll call it partly cloudy overnight, maybe mostly cloudy late. Low temperatures in the mid to upper 20s. For Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies. Will be a little bit cooler as we just talked about, with highs generally in our area in the low 30s. Getting into midweek Wednesday, this is where things will get a little bit warmer. Partly cloudy skies, high pressure just in southern British Columbia will keep our skies pretty clear on Wednesday with high temperatures in the upper 30s. So a beautiful midweek Wednesday expected. For your Thursdays, we get closer to the end of the week. Partly cloudy skies once again as high pressure dominates our weather this week. It'll be a fair day out there on Thursday with high temperatures in the mid-30s. Keep in mind, anything above the freezing mark is above normal for this time of year. By Friday, an even larger area of high pressure begins to push in, but there's also a trough of low pressure in eastern Montana. That could drag some showers through our area, about a 50% chance of rain. Going to warm up too with high temperatures Friday, beautiful, into the low 40s. And then kicking off our weekend, good news. We are going to be under the influence of high pressure. There will be a few clouds rolling through that ridge, but still temperatures in the low 40s to kick off our weekend. And by the end of the weekend on Sunday, boy, just a beautiful January day. Sunny skies for Sunday and mild with high temperatures near 40 degrees. All right, your 7-day forecast now. We expect 27 overnight tonight. Mostly cloudy Tuesday, partly cloudy on Wednesday, but notice a cool day tomorrow and right back to the upper 30s on Wednesday. 36 and partly cloudy on Thursday, and then the real warm up Friday into this weekend. Maybe a chance for rain on Friday and 41 rather. 42 with partly cloudy skies on Saturday, and then all kinds of sun on Sunday with a high temperature near 40. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Watch the Apple Blossom Festival Top 10 process on the NCWLIFE channel on Tuesday, January 7th, with the top 10 speeches at 1 o'clock and the announcement at 6. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Together for Youth, and Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Watch the top 10 speeches live on Facebook and the top 10 announcements on the stream and TV on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Well, a good Monday to you. Seattle ended the season on a winning note Sunday with a 30-25 victory over the Rams in L.A. Geno Smith connected with Noah Fant on a 16-yard touchdown pass with 3:19 left to put Seattle in front. Then the defense held on a 4th and 3 at the Seahawks' 9-yard line to wrap up the win. Coach Mike McDonald says it's not how they drew it up, but he's happy to finish with 10 wins.
Look, I mean, we talked about throughout the week that our goals changed. Coming out of the weekend, and I thought our guys did a tremendous job of staying focused on what our new goal was, finishing the year the right way, and it was a great team win. I mean, it wasn't necessarily pretty, but I'll tell you what, like we fought through some injuries and some guys that we didn't necessarily plan on playing a big role. I mean, we can rattle those guys off, but guys stepping in and playing good football for us and ultimately winning the game. Guys like Hardy Burns and Kenny McIntosh. Mike Jarrell at right tackle. I mean, there's a lot of guys in there that stepped up and did a great job for us. So it's great for us to close the season out the right way.
Julian Love had an interception. Geno Smith threw for 4 touchdown passes. Tyler Lockett may have played his last game in a Seahawks uniform. They all spoke afterwards.
It's important. We're trying to build a foundation. To get to 10 wins, 4-2 in the division is a good thing. And so. We were trying to find that motivation, to try to go out there and attack, and it's a division game, and so we're trying to set the tone going into the offseason.
Yeah, I think winning was always going to be the most important thing. Anytime, anytime you don't have a chance to really control your destiny, it's always going to suck. But for us as a team, we wanted to close out on the right note and finish the right way. And I'm a guy with a lot of integrity, man. I love this game. I love my teammates. I love the organization, and I just feel like. That's what leaders do, man. You got to go out there and you got to give it your all, no matter the circumstance, no matter what the record says, no matter the situation. So, for me, it was another opportunity to go out there with my teammates and grind out a win.
Obviously, you never know when it's going to be the end. Because I kind of plan on playing again. I know it's not the very, very end. It'd be different if I was retiring. But, I think it's, always going to be somewhat sensitive just because that could have been the last time you put on a jersey. So I'm glad I ended with a catch, just in case. Glad we ended up with a win. And, one of the cool things was, like, in the beginning of my career, it started off versus the Rams. And maybe the last game of my Seahawks career, possibly, it ended versus the Rams, and we was able to win that game.
Well, despite finishing on a winning note, ESPN's Adam Schefter reports the Seahawks are parting ways with offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb. Grubb was originally leaving Seattle when Kalen DeBoer went to Alabama and was going to have Grubb be his offensive coordinator. That may still be in the offering. The Seahawks lured him away to spend one season in Seattle. Grubb headed back to the college ranks. We all think so. The Rams win the tiebreaker with the Seahawks to capture the NFC West. Seattle also finished with a 10-7 record. Arizona blew out San Francisco Sunday 47-24 to finish third in the division. The Niners 6-11. The wild card round is set for this weekend in the NFL. Chargers visit Houston Saturday at 1:30 on CBS. That's followed by Pittsburgh and Baltimore at 5 on Prime Video. Sunday's trio of games begins at 10 a.m. on CBS with Denver at Buffalo. Philadelphia hosts Green Bay at 1:30 on Fox. Washington visits Tampa Bay on Sunday Night Football. That's on NBC. The final Monday night game of the season has Minnesota at the Rams on ESPN and ABC. Well, the Seattle Kraken are trying to snap a 2-game losing streak tonight. Edmonton jumped out to a 2-0 lead, went on for a 4-2 win on Saturday at Climate Pledge Arena. Seattle hosts New Jersey tonight at 7 o'clock. That's on Kong TV. Washington teams were 3 for 4 in men's college basketball over the weekend. Eastern Washington edged Montana State Saturday. Washington State topped San Francisco. Gonzaga blew out Loyola Marymount 96-68. The only stumble came by Washington on Sunday, falling to 22nd rated Illinois 81-77. On the women's college basketball scoreboard Saturday, Washington State downed Oregon State 66-52. Eastern Washington fell to Montana State. Gonzaga beat Santa Clara 82-56. Haley Van Lith scored 7 points, had 5 dishes in TCU's 81-66 win over Cincinnati. Retracing the prep basketball scoreboard over the weekend, we'll start with the boys on Friday. Wenatchee fell to Juanita 79-71. Eastmont dropped a 74-54 decision at Post Falls. Ephrata topped Othello. Cashmere clobbered Cascade. ACH topped Liberty Bell. Waterville Mansfield edged Curlew by 1. Bridgeport beat Entiat. It was Okanagan over Brewster 94-55. Oroville down Republic. On the girls' side Friday night, Lewis and Clark down Moses Lake. Newport beat Wenatchee. Eastmont posted a 48-33 win over Post Falls. Othello got by Ephrata. Ellensburg blew out Quincy. Cashmere topped Cascade. ACH beat Liberty Bell. Bridgeport edged Entiat. Brewster beat up Okanagan. Waterville Mansfield completed a shocker sweep of Curlew. Pateras topped Orcas Island. Republic beat Oroville 52-22. On Saturday, the Eastmont boys beat Juanita 74-52. Cowan of Benton topped Wenatchee 7-4-54. Ellensburg edged Ephrata. East Valley topped Quincy in a high-scoring affair 89-86. Cashmere down Wapato 74-67. Okanagan beat Omak. Tenasket topped Mabton. Lake Roosevelt was 22 better than White Swan. Davenport down Waterville Mansfield. Brewster beat Cleellum. Manson topped Wilbur Creston Keller. Soap Lake knocked off Nespelum. And Entiat beat Wilson Creek 64-28. Eastmont girls picked up their 6th win in a row, downing Newport Saturday 41-28. Kai B topped Wenatchee 41-32. Ellensburg demolished Ephrata 74-14. East Valley beat Quincy. Cashmere down Wapato. Omak got by Okanagan. Lake Roosevelt edged White Swan. Brewster beat Cleellum. Wilbur Creston Keller edged Manson. Pateras picked up another win in Mount Vernon Christian 48-42 over Lummi Nation. Wilson Creek edged Entiat. Davenport beat Waterville Mansfield. And Soap Lake crushed Nespelum. The Wenatchee Wild picked up a couple wins over the weekend in Western Hockey League play after being shut out in Vancouver on Friday night 3-0. Wenatchee bounced back for a 5-3 win in Portland Saturday and a big 10-2 win over Tri-City on Sunday. Evan Friesen capped a great weekend with a very rare feat, scoring 4 goals in one game.
Americans' 5th-ranked penalty kill in the league at 81.2. Wenatchee centers and the shot never got through. Second one does, and Friesen finds the back of the goal just 10 seconds into the power play. Garland fighting, Rios able to work it ahead. Look out, here's Evan Friesen, he scores. Wenatchee snatches the momentum right back. It's 5-1. Here's Friesen, 2 goals on the night already. Down the right wing, Friesen to the circle. Now goes in behind the goal, wraps it home and scores. A hat trick for Evan Friesen. 13:52 to go in the second, and it's a 6-1 Wenatchee lead. Friesen and Rios jamming. Puck comes free. Rios to the blue line for Reed Andreessen. He skates in, long shot tipped off the post, and they score on the rebound. It's a 4-goal game for Evan Friesen, who was wide open in front of the net with nobody in sight, as Wenatchee makes it 7-1.
For his efforts, he's the WHL Player of the Week. Wenatchee's back home this weekend for 2 games, beginning Friday against Victoria, Saturday against Spokane. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Monday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.